and welcome to Crazy Cab Stories. I'm your host, Francesca Dipaola, and today we're going to find out what the absolute worst cab drivers are that people have had, and the best. And then we're going to flip it, and we're going to interview some taxi drivers and find out what makes a really good passenger, and what are some of the worst passengers they've ever had. Personally, I've probably had every type of cab driver. I've had quiet cab drivers, talkative, super smart, super interesting, and my favorite cab driver was last summer when my cousin visited me for her birthday. We were downtown, it was really late, and we couldn't get a cab. Finally, my feet were practically bleeding in my heels. We find this cab. The driver was super young, he had a bandana on, and he flew from downtown all the way to the Upper East Side. We must have been going 70 miles an hour the entire time. And we didn't hit one red light. And then, the more me and my cousin were laughing, the more fun that me and my cousin were having, the faster he would drive. So, that's my favorite cab story. That was my favorite cab driver. I want to find out what yours are. So, stay tuned to Crazy Cab Stories. Okay, so I'm here with Jay in Times Square, and I want to know, what is the best cab driver you've ever had?
The best cab driver, the best cab driver I ever had, he was free, right? Gave me a ride from 42nd Street all the way to Soho.
No way.
Yeah, it was his first day on the job, and he really didn't know where he was going, so he needed a real tour guide. So that's what I do. I'm a tour guide in the city, so.
No way. And he just gave it to you completely for free?
Yeah, completely free, because he forgot to turn the meter on. You know? So it's like one of those, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Do you know how to get to West 4th from here? I was like, well, I don't know the exact streets, but I know it when I see it. So, you know, he kind of got swindled. It wasn't really like 100% his fault, you know. Kind of manipulated him into giving me a free trip.
Oh, the truth comes out now.
I'm saying that people out there must know the truth, you know.
Yeah,
but you can get free trips, you know, in New York City. You just got to talk nice to your cabbies, or talk to them a certain way.
All right, well, I definitely need to try that. I've never gotten a free cab ride before. I'm jealous.
Your feet now. You're very beautiful.
Thank you. Oh my God. And what's the absolute worst cab story you ever had?
Oh, the worst cab story I ever had is basically a guy tried to run off with somebody's stuff in a dollar van in Brooklyn on Utica Avenue.
No way.
Yeah, when basically
Robbers.
Jamaicans jumped out on him, beat him down, you know.
You witnessed this?
Yeah, I witnessed. This happened like quite a few years ago, but you know, like they beat up the dude on Church Avenue or whatever the case is, you know, because he tried to run out on fair and take somebody's shit at the same time. So it's like you're trying to pull a double whammy.
Oh my God.
Without paying and take somebody. No.
So you witnessed a beatdown in a cab ride.
Yes.
That is a good crazy cab story.
Dollar vans are good, you know.
I've been hearing about these dollar vans.
You should take them. They don't have none in the city. They got Uber, but
we know about Uber. But thank you so much. That was awesome. Two really good stories. It was so nice meeting you. Thank you. So I'm here with Tim.
Hi.
And where are you from?
London.
You're from London?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you taken a cab yet since you've been in New York?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. And was it a really good experience?
Really good.
bad?
It was an Uber.
It was an Uber?
Yeah.
Okay, yay. And what happened?
It was quick, cheap, fast. Yeah.
Did you get to talk to your driver at all?
Yeah, it was friendly.
He was nice?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Where were you going?
I was going from Grand Central to just next Times Square, so not far.
Oh, do you have Uber in London?
Yes, we do.
You do?
Yeah.
So compare your Uber New York City ride to your Uber London
They're
ride.
pretty similar, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, same kind of system, works well in both places.
And do you have you have taxis in London too?
black
Yeah.
cabs.
Do you prefer the Uber?
Yeah, cheaper and quicker.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much,
That's okay.
Tim. Enjoy your trip. It was nice meeting you. So I'm here with
Kayla
and Mimi, and I want to find out, do you guys have a really good cab story, a really bad experience in a cab?
It's just so many. I don't.
Like your favorite driver you've ever had?
My favorite driver I ever had picked me up from a club called The Avenue
Yeah.
and took me all the way back to the Bronx for free.
For free?
Yes.
You're the second person to tell me you got a free ride. Like how? What did you just You were nice, or he was nice?
Yeah, I just hopped in the cab and I was just like, you know, hey, how you doing? Just had a conversation with him and he was just really nice. And he was like, you know what? We're just gonna stop it at $20. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, you know what? When we got to the Bronx, like, you know what? He was so nice to me. You could just like, you don't have to pay. And I was just like, awesome, thank you.
That is such a good story. I love that. I know some of the drivers are so nice.
Because I would have been a $40 cab, like $45.
Yeah.
All the way home. It was
Best experience, especially in New York. Saving that kind of money is like, that's what's up. And what about you? Good experience, bad?
My best experience with the cab is I live in Brooklyn, so on the way home it was already late and I was really hungry, and he like let me get out and go grab food, and he like sat and waited for me.
Yes.
And it was like no extra charge. Turned off the meter while I was getting the food, and then we hopped back in and he just took me home. I was like, sir, thank you. You let me eat. Like I don't, because there was no place around my house. So.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's so sweet. I know, it's like in those moments where you're just like, I need this right now. If somebody can help you out, especially in New York, it's like a godsend.
But I definitely had a bad experience. I was in a yellow cab and the meter was moving really fast, faster than we were even moving. So I was telling him like, "Did you do something to the meter because it's going and we're not even moving?" And he decided cursing me out. So I was like, "Dude, you could just not get paid and I can just like let me out, but somewhere safely." He just let me out in the middle of the highway. So I just left all his doors open.
Are you kidding me?
And he was cursing me out, and then he was calling me like a cunt and a bitch and all this other stuff. And I was just like, well, you're not getting paid, so you're mad at the end of the day because I was gonna pay you. He said you wasn't even gonna pay me anyway, bitch. I was like, I have a credit card that I pay on time. I was gonna pay you. You just swipe a little card, just go by my merry way, but you wouldn't be rude about it. And he just let me out on the side of the highway, and I was like, I'm not getting out the cab until you drop me off the corner. Like, you're not gonna let me out on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send your car and call the cops on you. And then he was just like, no, get out the cab. And I was like, no, you can't make me get out the cab on the side of the highway. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna tell the cops? That you let me out on the side of the highway?
Is this real? So wait, how did you get home or wherever you were going?
He let me off. And I sat in a cab, and then I made him drive me to the nearest corner, and then hopped in a free cab and went home.
Are you serious? You are like, I think so far the queen of crazy cab stories. I'm obsessed. I'm so obsessed. It was a really good story. This is really good.
I don't have any. That's like
That's bad.
Oh, Brittany. Every time in a cab with one of my friends, we always argue with the cab driver. It never fails.
Oh yeah, and then I'm just
Forever
there
argue
like,
with the cab
no,
driver.
sir, that's not the right, sir. Where are you going?
Or like they try to charge us like different prices, and we're like, we come here all the time.
We take
I'm
this
from
route all the
city. I take
time.
this route all
This
the
is-
time. Don't charge me $50. The next minute it's $60. The next minute it's $20.
Yeah.
Like don't do
$20
that.
ride. Don't try to play with me, sir. That's why we don't trust yellow cabs. Get you an Uber,
Or
get you a
gypsy
Lyft.
cabs.
Don't do them either. Dollar cabs, no, don't do that.
They're $2 now, by the way.
$2.
Right.
Now I'm learning something new. But
Lyft, Uber.
we did a whole thing on Uber versus taxi, and Uber did seem to have the preference for
They
sure.
do.
Yeah.
And then yellow cabs don't pick up people of color. Fun fact.
I've been every episode that we've done.
They don't.
We've been talking about that. That's seriously a huge
like
issue.
late at night,
It's a
like
huge
yellow
issue.
cabs don't do it, and they've been trying to like fight and like get Uber and Lyft out of business. No,
No,
because
that's why
I
we
can
have
call
free
Uber,
cabs.
and they will call me. They will, all right, I'm on my way. Thank you.
That's what they made the green cabs for, to go to the other boroughs.
Hours. Yes.
Supposedly.
That is something that we've been told over and over and over by everybody, and then I never even realized how big of a problem it
Me and
is.
my
Yeah.
friends tested this theory on our own, and one of my friends that's like from Germany or whatever, she came in and she was just like real like New York City movie. She was like, hey, and a cab came, and I was like, that never happened. That never happened.
Are you
I'm like,
kidding me?
Yes,
And then
like
they just
she
keep going.
literally ran to the street and she was like, hey, and a cab just came over. I was like, I'm standing here for like an hour and can't get no cab.
That's horrible.
And she
That's so
stepped into the
horrible.
street, she was like, hey, snap the fingers, everything, and a cab came. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Wow. Wow. You
Like,
guys
we're
are
on our
awesome.
way. Like, I'm trying to catch a cab. She ain't coming for another half an hour. So I'm just gonna
Start early.
No, really. You stand on the, like, if I sit on the corner and try to catch a cab, like, I might be successful because it's like early in the day, it's midtown. But like, if it was like 9, 10, 11 at night,
especially if there's more than one of us, more than
It's like a
two,
group?
they will not stop
Nah.
you. They will pull over and ask you where you going. Oh no, and then just drive off.
Yep.
Which that's illegal.
It is.
Just so everybody knows. They
I
can't
know.
do that, but they do.
They tell you
Yeah.
no. Be like, all right.
They'll be like, oh, I'm not going that far.
Yes,
Well,
you
aren't
are,
You a
'cause-
cab. You're a cab driver.
Yeah, I know. This is like the millionth time that we've heard this. It's so horrible. It's so horrible.
why I
But
like Lyft.
yeah, thank you so much for sharing your stories. You guys were so sweet. Thank you. So I'm here with Ben, and we're gonna find out if Ben has had a favorite cab driver or a horrible cab driver that was the worst experience.
Well, I mean, like any crazy cab story, it probably starts because we'd been out drinking a lot.
Yes.
And I think it was karaoke or something, or 2 different places karaoke, I don't know. But we ended up, someone like took our karaoke song and we got mad about it. They like hijacked it, we requested it, and we waited 20 minutes. So we each took like a big, like a pint glass of beer, ordered off like 4 glasses of beer at the bar, and then just walked out the door, took the glasses and the beer, and just went into a taxi and just pounded these beers.
No way.
In the back of the taxi.
Oh my gosh! And he didn't say anything?
No, didn't say a word the whole time. I was kind of amazed that he'd been like. And I've had cab drivers like in the back of a car with like a girl tell you, oh, don't hold hands or anything. And we were pounding beers out of like what were clearly not like designed for travel glasses, and he just didn't say anything at all.
Wow, that was so awesome. How far were you going?
I really can't remember, but
Obviously,
not
I
too
should have
far.
known. Awesome. That is such a good story. So fun. So New York, very New York. Thank you, Ben. It was great meeting you. Yeah, so I feel like I started the show because cab drivers never get to share their stories about their lives and what they do besides driving cabs and what experiences they have with their passengers. So I wanted to do a show that really shares this driver's story. And we've had a couple of really good episodes and a lot of interesting drivers, and we also interviewed like Uber drivers, and it's been really fun. I've met a lot of really great drivers. I always talk to my drivers even when I'm not on the show. So in this episode though, we're asking the taxi drivers what the best passenger they ever had was, and if they had a horrible passenger, what the worst passenger they've ever had was.
Yeah, I had one passenger. This is my life past day. I take passenger, and he wanted to go LaGuardia Airport. I drop him in the gate, and I didn't make any mistake, and we don't have any experience how to, if passenger didn't pay the fare, driver, what should we have to do? So then I dropped LaGuardia Airport, and he get out, and I asked him, can you give me my money? And he didn't talk anything, and he go inside.
He just left?
Yeah, he left, and I say, give me my money 2 times and 3 times. He didn't say anything, and then when he go inside the door, and he open again door, and he say, if you want to again money, I beat you. So I left. I got afraid because that times no experience.
That's so horrible. That's really scary. And LaGuardia is very far, so that was a big trip for you.
Big trips. And this is my life past passenger go to airport.
Really?
Yeah, it happened 13 years ago.
Did you, is this something that happens a lot, that passengers don't pay, or this was just one particularly really bad passenger?
I think this is the only one time. It's happened few times, but sometimes people are nice. They say, listen, I lost my money back. I don't have any penny. So whatever money come, I cannot pay. This is the nice things. Another things, if you have a money and if you go, you are showing I am immigrant and you are born here, that's why you have right to say something. So that time actually I don't have a green card. I was a work permit.
Wow.
And I got also fear from immigration. Maybe if he call me immigration, something happens. So I said, okay, go safely, and I get safely.
Yeah, you were like, I'm not gonna mess with this. I mean, he was really scary. That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. I feel like
Another good history, passenger left 3 times, 3 passenger iPhone, and every time I return to them, and they give me good tips. Sometimes
Aw.
one passenger give me $100 tips.
wow.
Another day,
Losing your
one
iPhone.
passenger, he left 300 key with the big key, like this one, I don't know what's called it.
Like a super landlord or something.
And he working on the hospital, and he have a big responsibility for key. Every time he open door for people, and he check the all door is locked. So he come to my care. He was drunk, and I didn't realize. I go his home and I drop. He get out and he left key. And next day, but I get one find out he have one what is called one hotel address,
Okay.
and he was a member of this club. And I call this number and I give it the card number, and he find out this is the guy, and I call I find out telephone number and I call him, and next day he said to the surprise to bring my key. So when I go key, and he say come my house, my wife waiting for something, and I say I don't have a time to eat something. So I give it a key, and he also gave me like $90 tips.
Wow.
It's very nice student.
Aw, that's so sweet. And that was really sweet of you. You went through a lot of trouble for that. That was really so sweet. Wow.
And another day, it's now like $28 fare come. One lady, she also drunk and she go to bathroom. She never come back again to my
No way.
And this is the happen. And I left that time too.
Wow.
Interesting. And another things, what can I say?
Well, what is your name?
My name is Mohammed Hussein.
And where are you from?
I'm come from Bangladesh.
Wow, cool.
I came this country 17 years running, and I have family here now.
Oh, good. Do you have immediate family?
Yeah, I have my big brother, his wife, he is my wife, and my father also come 2 months ago from Bangladesh.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, and
Do you live in Manhattan or in the outer boroughs?
no, I live in 17 years in Brooklyn.
Awesome. That's great.
Uh,
Wow. So I guess what makes a really good passenger, just like in any situation, is a nice person and somebody that's, if you
nice
do something
person,
nice to them.
actually. I respect this city. Have a lot of old lady. That means she's a like very nice lady, but they are older. Every time when they come, they say good morning, good afternoon, good
Aw.
evening. How are you? How is the family? But young generation, like men and women, if I say good morning, they are not say good morning.
Really? So the older ladies are the
Yeah.
better passengers.
They are nice with driver, and they also give me good tips.
And that's the most important. That's really good. Aww.
And this is the good things. And this city also people are most of them nice, educated person, and we have a very good way to the. Only few people have every community, you know. These people are like trouble for us.
I feel like your stories have restored my faith in humanity. They're so positive, and you've had a couple of bad experiences, but I feel like the good ones are really good. So I love that. I really do. So we also have this segment called 1 Minute Real Talk, and I just have the best questions ever. So what is something that you wish you could say to your passengers, but you can't really say?
Every time we say God bless you, have a nice day, and
Wow.
stay with healthy, less stress, be cool. That's it.
If you could, so now you have an audience, and these are people that are watching you. Taxi drivers are watching you, passenger drivers are watching you. So what advice can you offer them? Just any advice, if you could offer advice.
For passenger,
For anybody, yeah, just life advice.
life advice, I can say, like, no complaint for each other. We have to cooperate. We have to help each other, and that's it.
I love that. Thank you so much. It was really great hearing your stories. You're so sweet. Thank
Help
you.
Each other. We have to love each other, respect each other. That's it. Because we have come from one God. We say thanks God. We learn to love each other, and then the community come moving.
That is I'm obsessed with you. You're perfect. That is exactly the kind of advice that people need to hear. I think that when you don't talk to your cab drivers, you don't realize the kind of great advice that they can offer you, because you get to interact with different kinds of people every day, you know, and it really, I think, tests you as far as, you know, your best story and your worst story. And so that's really good advice. Just be nice and, you know, have respect for each other. So thank you so much, Mohammed, for sharing your story. And I hope you'll catch us on Crazy Cab Stories next time. So this is the end of our episode of Crazy Cab Stories. We learned so much. First of all, it's really difficult to get a taxi if you're a person of color and it's late. And that's something that we've been hearing all the time as one of the worst stories. Second of all, after listening to Mohammed and seeing how sweet he was and his whole career as a chef and having a restaurant in New York, it just goes to show you never know the story behind your cab driver. So make sure you're always nice to your cab driver, and stay tuned next time for our next episode of Crazy Cab Stories.